to Bourbon Taste-Offs, playoff brackets of the best whiskeys. Join us in our season-long quest to find our tastiest bourbon. And here is the bracketology of our last 6 months of taste-offs. We are halfway done with the 4-quarter year. We are anxious to find what our next 2 quarterly winners are. We're narrowing it down from 192 bottles to just 1. Follow along to find out what our tastiest bourbon is. Cheers. Hello, thank you for joining us on Bourbon Taste-Offs. This is episode number 42, and this is a special monthly winner episode. So we're going to take the last 4 weekly winners and combine them and compare them against each other and come up with a monthly winner. And I'm one of your hosts. I'm Todd.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Adam.
And we'll just go right away into showing you what the options are in this episode. So here they are. Boom. The bottle lineup in this episode is... in glass 1, the Rabbit Hole Boxer Grail, Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey. It's a sour mash rye at 95 proof. And in glass 2 is the Old Rip Van Winkle, aged 10 years at 107 proof. And in glass 3 is the Oregon Spirit Single Barrel Bottled in Bond Wheat Whiskey at 100 proof. And in glass 4 is the Angel's Envy Single Barrel Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, finished in port wine barrels at 110 proof.
So I didn't get to try the wheated.
Oregon
Oregon Spirit wheated.
I did, and there's a flavor bomb aspect to it.
Okay.
I went a different route, however, it got moved on.
Yeah, we voted him out. You said,
Yep.
no, you don't have the totem of, was it the immunity, right?
Right.
Did you guys do the Bardstown wheated?
No.
We did not.
Right. I had a lot of that this past week and I love that. That's a good bottle. I should bring it over sometime.
I was drinking a lot of the Castle Key weeded cast strength, which I voted for. It didn't move on.
It
but
was very good.
Yeah.
I would say it's their best whiskey product that is under their own label.
Yeah, it was very good. Yep.
Well, should we roll?
Absolutely. Let's roll the dice. Let's see what Josh picks as far as what we're going up against.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4, my lord.
So it's kind of cool. We got this new 3-sided dice, and so it's 1, 2, and 3. Well, we're trying to find 2, 3, and 4, so all we're doing is adding 1 to whatever the dice shows, and so it's going to be 1 against 4 and 2
Alrighty.
against 3. And these are whiskeys that have proven themselves against each other, and monthly winner. So
Here's
cheers
to you. Here's to me. Best of friends will always be.
Yeah.
Bumps
To you guys. And our last episode, we didn't get dad jokes in. Do you guys like the whole dad jokes thing, or just kind of move on
It's
without
always
it?
fun.
Okay.
You know, just more B-roll stuff.
Yeah.
Is always good.
That is
I
true.
got a bad dad joke.
Perfect.
That's good. We'll get to it a little later. We'll kind of get into diving into this episode with the tastes and the smells of one. Unless you want to get right to it.
I don't know how appropriate it is, but...
Perfect.
Kids don't watch this. This is not for kids. Everybody has to be over 20. Well, they don't have to be over 21, but...
So my buddy who recently got engaged refers to as his fiance as his ex-girlfriend.
That's
Well, I
great.
mean, it's factual.
Right.
Who's your last ex? My fiance.
That's funny.
So, another good one is...
Is that Mike?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
I love it.
My other buddy called his baby mama to let her know that she has to take care of the kids, tonight.
Yeah.
She let him know that he lives at the house too and that they're married.
He's like, say it ain't so.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Again, not for the kindergarten, not for the dad jokes.
Of course. We like to have fun. We like to drink a little alcohol, say some things that are a little humorous to us, and
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm trying to sugarcoat it.
I don't know. We're just a bunch of big kids drinking whiskey. And
exactly.
having a good day. I don't know.
Exactly. I mean, that's apparent with every episode we have. It's just we're just having fun.
We're just a bunch of normal dudes trying
Right.
to trying to talk about stuff.
Exactly.
Honestly, the only reason why I come here is because it gives me an excuse to get out of the house. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's definitely tasting some bourbons and some good bourbons at that.
Oh yeah,
The nice thing about having a podcast is, well, honey, I have to go.
I have to. That's the thing. 100%. It's like, oh man, I got to hang out with some dudes I really like drinking whiskey with, and me and my friends are gonna have 10, 12 ounces a day, and it's
She
okay.
must not watch this because if you were telling her the truth about why it's easy to get out.
Man, number one's got a good nose and the whole flavor profile that I really, really enjoy.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot, like, on the nose, nothing crazy, but a little bit of apple, a little bit of that grain flavor or on the nose. Almost like a strawy kind of nose. And then, like, on my flavor profile, I'm getting, like, a little grassy, but it's definitely sweet, a little bit of dark fruit in there.
It is. Are you getting mint at all? Is anybody
I'm
getting?
not.
No.
I know there was one of them that I wasn't getting the mint that everyone else was getting.
Sure.
For sure.
Okay. Yeah, you had just recently said. I mean, your wife is Becca, and she's been on the episodes a few times.
Yeah.
And you said that she lost her taste from being able to taste some bourbons because of what you guys are into.
Yeah, so she was like, we've been experimenting a lot with the different wood finishes, like the Amberana, and then there's one from Colombia, and then the Japanese ones, and then everything else. And the Amberana gets that big cinnamon kind of toast crunchy kind of flavor profile. Well, she drank like half a bottle of RD1 120 proof Amberana finish, and she went to her midwinter's night dram, and she's like, I can't taste it. So she just stopped drinking for like 3-4 days and then just left off the Amberana for a while, and then she's like, okay, I can taste things again.
That's
but it
good.
was kind of just fried her palate there.
I could see that. Like, think about IPAs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you drink IPAs, all of a sudden, like, everything else tastes bland.
Yeah. Or same thing with my dad with like porters. Like, he enjoys a good porter or stout, and if we go out, I'll get an IPA flight and he'll get a porter flight. And also, we try to drink a lager afterwards. We're like, this is no flavor at all. It tastes like nothing.
Well, I have one picked.
Well, shoot.
This is a pretty easy pick for me.
I was just sitting on one, just seeing if I could get like a more defined explanation of what I was experiencing on it. Yep, I got one.
Man, you guys should go because I'm kind of in between.
There's no in between for me.
It was pretty easy for me.
Then you guys should go.
Todd, I'll let you go.
I'm going for 4. Like, to me, it's warm, it's approachable, it's nutty even, which I love nutty things. And I mean, we have like cashews and peanuts on the table here where we can kind of refresh our palate, and it does leave kind of a lingering taste profile, although I am not tasting any of the nuts on the table, so I'm just getting it strictly out of the glass, and I love that kind of profile, so I'm going with 4.
Well, good. I'm glad you went first. I was okay with either one. I wasn't a big fan of either. I thought that one had an okay taste. 2 just had an odd aftertaste for me, and
1 or 4?
Or 4 had an odd aftertaste for me.
Okay.
So I ended up picking 1.
Kind of going back and forth between them. I get that strange, like, it's more of a tannic after flavor that's coming on 4. But I really enjoyed the whole drinking experience on 1. I think I'm getting a little bit more out of the nose. I'm getting a little bit more out of the flavor profile, and it does still hang around with you for a while. But I think I'm gonna go with 1.
Okay.
Todd's like, pick number 4.
No, I'm not. I'm almost hoping that that's the Old Rip Van Winkle, just to not have it keep getting introduced into tastings.
Oh, that's fair.
It's more of like
I do think number 1 had more proof.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I got more of like a minty, like kind of something that hides the proof with a flavor.
I do not think 4 is Rip.
No.
It might not be. Right. Yeah.
No
find
chance. No chance. Unless they switched out bottles.
Batches.
No.
They had different batches. He got another bottle downstairs.
Yeah, right. We switched them. Since you guys thought the Bib and Tucker were so close, we switched them.
Yeah.
No, that was not a case. I kind of would like a reminder of what actually advanced again. Like we showed.
It's better if we don't know.
It is true. It is true. It's better if we don't know.
The bracketology would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did the podcast start during March Madness? Is that where it started?
It actually started in February. And yeah. And the funny thing is, like, I tell people, you should watch our show and stuff. And it's like, but don't watch the early stuff because we literally like got together as a couple of friends and we were like, let's just see how it would work out. Like, what can happen from this? And so we got together and we had like no audio equipment. We had no like semblance of any kind of order to it. And we were just like, let's just see what happens. And so I hesitate to tell people you should watch our shows, but don't start at 1.
Yeah.
just kind of watch more of the.
Because my first episode was 13.
You coming in, yes.
Yeah.
No, it was actually 12.
Oh, 12.
12 and 13 was at Dan's party.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and you came in shining like a star,
oh my god! The next
came in
morning,
like a wrecking ball.
That next morning still is legendary in the family because we flew out of Milwaukee at like 4:30 in the morning to go to Orlando, and I was so hungover.
The pictures of you guys is fantastic.
Yeah, it's me hungover, Becca drunk.
I actually hope I would like you to send me that picture so I can show it.
Yeah, no problem.
I think that would be fantastic.
She's smiling. I'm like, ugh. I look like Ellen from The Hangover.
Right.
Two's got a good smell.
It does. It doesn't have a lot of fruit coming off it or sugars, but it does. It is sweet, so it's kind of a weird, almost like a sweet tea kind of thing going on.
Decent flavor.
Yeah, I'm getting some herbals out of it.
Josh is like, let's get going.
I'm getting thirsty, boys.
It was kind of weird to hear you say that, like, the last tastings, like, one was like, no, where it's like this is a monthly winter episode where it's like it beat out 4 other tastings.
Yeah.
And not to say you were here for it, but it's like it was kind of surprising to hear you say, I'm not a fan, because typically the monthly winter episodes are like 4 tried and true options.
Yeah. Well, maybe I kicked out a good one.
Possibly. We'll find out. That's the beauty of this. We don't know most of the time we don't know what's in front of us, and we don't know what's advancing. We're just going off of what the taste is.
Yeah, I have my pick. This is also pretty easy.
I'm still going off of 2. I haven't
sorry.
before.
I know.
You are sliding through.
He's like,
Oh, man.
He's like, this is gonna be a short.
He's adding soap to his slip and slide. He's like,
Yeah, I know.
It's not just water. I'm adding soap. I'm
All right,
sliding
guys,
through this thing.
Here's the thing.
All right, tell us. Tell us what it is.
When you want to drink, you got to drink. No, this is... I'm just excited.
You have things on the side that have gone through. You're not even finishing it, so it's not really a reason.
I think I'm just so excited to be in this episode and taste them. I'm like, I just want to find out which one's Rip.
Probably.
Rip.
Yeah.
Rip.
Van Winkle.
Do you guys remember the childhood story?
Oh, Rip Van Winkle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like to sleep a lot. Woke up like 100 years later or something.
Right.
Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, like he fell asleep next to a tree and the fairies or whatever did a thing.
I always associated Rip Van Winkle with like Rapunzel, and I don't know why.
That's weird.
That's weird.
That's weird.
That's weird.
They're different stories.
They are different stories, I know, but I thought Rip Van Winkle, wasn't he like thumb sized?
No.
No? Who is thumb sized?
Thumbelina?
Isn't there like a Christmas character that's thumb sized?
So Rip Van Winkle, a short story, first published in 1819. A story about Rip Van Winkle who lives in colonial America. He wanders in the woods to escape his wife. Maybe that's why they named the bourbon Rip Van Winkle. Good way to escape your wife.
Well, I think their last name is the Van Winkle family.
He meets mysterious Dutchman, drinks a strong liquor, falls asleep in the Catskill Mountains, wakes up, discovers that the American Revolution had happened. So, yeah, super interesting. What is the moral of the story? Moral of the story is time doesn't wait. No shit.
That's for damn sure. I mean, the one thing I've learned in life is if you want to do something, go for it. You know, I think the idea of this, even the podcast or the YouTube channel, is just, it's something I've always been curious about. I want to know what my best is, and I want to get together with people and actually try some bourbons and talk about it. And it could be something where it's like, yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah, eventually, that'd be cool. But it's like, screw that. Let's just start it and see where it goes. You know, like, I would suggest that for most people. I think, to me, all the success stories in life people have are taking the risk and just doing it. Yeah. Because, you know, you don't learn to walk as a baby just getting up and walking. You crawl and you roll over and it takes a long time to learn how to walk.
It's like any skill, you know, or anything that's worth trying. It takes effort.
Exactly. And you fail, but it's not a failure on who you are. It's just a failure, and you know how not to do it again. Yeah. Like, you learn from failure. Like, failure is not a bad thing. Yeah. It's a learning thing.
Yeah,
like,
it's when you don't learn from failure. That's
right. Yeah. And that's the definition of insanity, is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome. Right.
So I got a joke for you.
Oh, I love it.
Okay. So what kind of joke do you make when you're drinking whiskey?
A Todd joke.
Yeah. What do you got? Rye humor.
Oh, nice.
Oh, man.
I like it. I do.
So we begin.
Yeah.
Why did the bourbon bring a ladder to the bar?
Why?
It heard the drinks were on the house.
Which you have to need a ladder to get on the house.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a earth house where like the earth kind of mounds over. It's a thing. It's a thing. All right.
Oh, this is good. What is a bourbon's favorite type of music?
What?
Blues. It pairs well with a neat pour.
A neat pour.
Where do surfers go for college?
Sure.
Mezcal Tech.
How does a bourbon fan stay fit? They do barrel rolls.
Now that one I can relate to.
You can relate to.
Yes. Well, should we pick one between 2 and 3?
Yeah.
I have one picked. And now I'm thinking, after tasting one of them, it's like I was mistaken on the previous pairing.
Hey, Todd.
It was trying to learn too much, I know.
Hey, Todd.
Yes.
Why did Eminem get fired for being a bartender?
He ate all the Skittles?
He kept telling everyone they only get one shot.
Oh.
Skittles.
That's Marshawn, dude.
Right.
I got mine picked. I'm going to go with number 2.
Yeah, this is a tougher one.
I'm going to take number 2. I like it's got a little bit lighter nose. It seems good proof, but that sweet tea kind of herbally, medicinal kind of thing I'm digging right now. So I'm going to go number 2.
Tough choice.
Like,
yeah.
I'll go. I mean,
I did it.
To me, I think 3 is medicinal, and I'm not a big fan of medicinal.
I mean, I did also write down rye spice medicinal for number 3. We had those baking spices.
I found the taste on 2 a little shorter, like had an abrupt ending after a little bit.
Okay.
So it wasn't as long lasting. I thought it tasted really good. I just said dissipated. And then I put for 3, good, well-rounded, tasty.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I do think 2 sticks around. I think, I think, man, I don't know. I picked 1 as being minty, and now I'm thinking 3 is minty. And it's like, I don't know why I'm thinking that, but I think it affects the flavor of the other one if you go back to it, which is...
So the thing with 3 that kind of put me off, so this goes back to that smell receptor thingy.
Sure.
3 reminds me of when you put on bug spray in the summer.
DEET?
Yeah.
God.
And I was like,
That's horrible.
but not in like a bad way. And then like, oh, like it's like,
The most pleasant way you can think of a deeded bug spray.
so I picked 2.
It's fair. It's fair.
I mean, for some weird reason, I like it. You know, kind of like when you have a hangnail or like a hangnail, you keep picking at it. It's like,
Sure. I did not find 2 to be that. To be explained that way. I found 2 to be actually enjoyable, and it was warm, it was comforting. I just enjoy it.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is a monthly winning episode. Like, why are we having situations where it's like
Because we're
talking about bug spray?
Because we're being that much more stringent on it.
True.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a monthly winner, so we're going to be more crucial on it. You're
Yeah.
pulling as many, not necessarily pleasant flavors out of it. You're trying to pull any negative flavors out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 2. I think my only drawback is I felt the taste was a little bit short.
Okay.
No, you still have to go.
You did.
I did. I picked 2.
So we all
So we'll bring out the losers, which was glass 3 and 4, and we'll talk about them.
Angels Envy.
All right. So what
Angels Envy single barrel.
lost out to 1 was number 4, and that was our unique bottle experience.
Yeah.
And I really liked the winter whiskey in that episode. However, this was a very flavorful option. It did have it's a single barrel. It's a high proof. It's also a port finished Angel's Envy because it's a single barrel. And so it's that high proof really does help add to some of the flavor. And I was thinking that it had like a minty taste, but although I guess I was a little biased knowing that one of the options in this taste off was very minty, and an early tasting, I was thinking maybe that might have been it, and I was wrong.
So you're saying you're just a hater of minty?
I'm not a big fan of mint. Like, I don't want my bourbon to be tasting almost like an additive was added, you know, because you were not typically getting mint off of an old oak barreling.
Yeah.
And so maybe I have some biases that shows through, and I hate that happens because I do want to just focus on
it's your
the taste.
Profile.
But it is
enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah, I forgot we had this. It's only been a couple weeks. For whatever reason, the aftertaste on this, or maybe it's the water that it was. This does not taste like what I thought it was.
Sure.
Not even close. So super interesting.
Yeah, you can barely taste the finish on it with the port. It's kind of
I don't get the port at all.
Yeah.
Isn't it really does kind of put a magnifying glass on the fact that it does matter what you're pairing it up against.
100%.
Yeah.
You know?
Which is why we try to do similar to similar, except for unique.
Correct. That's exactly correct. So, I mean, again, we say it's situational. Well, the situational in this example is what it goes against.
Yeah.
And it brings flavor over from what you just had, and you're just like, oh, but I like this, only because you don't realize you're bringing some of the flavor you just had over to something. Because this was 4, so we had 1 first.
Yes.
So we did get some flavor from 1, and then we went over to 4.
Right.
And then we were like, oh, maybe not. So,
And as we went back and forth these.
yeah.
Are you ready for this one?
I am ready.
Yeah, let's see what it is.
Oh.
This is glass what?
3.
Oregon.
That was the mint.
The Oregon.
That was
That's
the
it.
mint. Yep.
So it's a bottle and bond weeded, huh?
Yeah, 100 proof, bottled and bond. Weeded. Here you go. You can take a look at it if you want to.
Yeah, it's a 5-year age statement. It's obviously bottle and bond, which makes it 100 proof.
You know, I don't know if I've had an Oregon Spirit that I like.
You did.
No, I brought one. Was it good? Did we like it?
It was fantastic. You brought the Josh's gifted to you.
Oh, yeah.
And one of them was the Oregon Spirit Bottle and Bond, and it was very flavorful.
That's right. I have had one. Thank you, Todd.
You're welcome.
This is why we drink with friends. It's the only way to remember things.
This is why we drink with people that have a memory.
Yeah, I really shouldn't keep these on my stop. I just leave them here. I don't know what happens to them after that. But
If you want to start keeping them, maybe label them then.
I do. If you see, I got like
But what episode we're doing?
Oh yeah, I mean usually it's like the 10-year episode or like the weeded episode. Or,
Start saving them then.
I know.
Yeah, because it does all come back again. I mean,
It's coming right back to me.
right. Again,
did you say Billy's coming right back right now?
Speaking of which, Billy's in the room.
He is.
Billy's in the house.
All right.
So I just want to make a little side note.
Yeah.
And that both 3 and 4 in this tasting that just got eliminated, I did not pick them to advance in that episode. So just to say.
Yeah. What a dick.
But you. But
Like,
you
by
did,
the way,
you
these-
did.
none of
By the
these
way,
wines
I just
are-
wanted to point out.
You did pick 4 versus 1 in this episode.
You did.
Damn, really? That happened? All right.
People trust Todd.
Alrighty. 1 is very good, but 2 is knock your socks off.
Yeah, I'm. To be fair, I am thankful that the weeded option did not go through. This is one I alluded to, Adam, when you were saying your wife kind of lost the taste to be able
Yeah.
to taste a bourbon. You also, I think, potentially lost the ability to taste a bourbon because you picked this one.
I did.
and
This
it,
one
it was
sucks.
it was way too weedy or way too minty for me.
Yeah, see, but the thing is, I'm not getting those mint flavors.
Okay.
I rarely.
It's very flavorful, which you
right.
you go for the
I
flavor
love
bomb.
Flavor bomb.
Yes.
But like, I'm not a big. I don't usually pull like minty out of them. Sometimes I'll get a eucalyptusy kind of note.
Okay.
And I enjoy that, which is weird. But that's probably where I'm getting
Sure.
eucalyptus. You're getting mint. It's like when Woodford says there's 127 different flavors in their a drop of their whiskey. It's so opinion based.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, you do classify yourself as colorblind,
I am definitely colorblind. Yeah.
and so I don't want to classify you as mint blind,
I might be.
but maybe.
I don't know. I just don't. I mean, I don't like mint ice cream. I don't like mint in
So
general.
Todd, is this
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This feels like a performance improvement plan at work? Are you about to give him a pink slip?
Yeah, I know. Shit. This is my last episode, guys. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Hey, it's been really nice hanging out with you,
And
Adam.
that's-
Pleasure.
Thanks.
That's horrible.
Mint
No,
blindness.
the reason I
For those that can't see, Adam just left the room and he's headed to his car. He's calling his wife on the way home.
Adam,
Honey,
come back. I was kidding. Come on,
Yeah.
come on back.
Honey,
I,
I need to
I gotta
find
wait
a
for my
new
Uber.
job.
This is
There,
embarrassing.
he came back. That's perfect. No, the reason I prefaced it with the colorblind thing is because it's a delinquency that you have, and it's like, to me, the minty episode or the weeded episode, which
Yeah.
ended up being a minty episode, went through, and I tasted it later after a couple days later, and I was like, this sucks. Like, I did not like the mint. But I respect your taste so much. Like, you have a fantastic bourbon palate, and I will never say you're not allowed on this podcast because you are fantastic, and I respect your opinion, and I just want that to be said and understood, because it's fact.
Oh, no, we're just poking facts.
Yeah.
We're
it's
poking
good time.
facts.
Yeah.
So where are we at now?
Well, guys,
versus two.
One and
one
two.
versus 2. I am out of bourbon.
Well, then I'll just say a dad joke. Because when you're out of bourbon, you got to just joke around.
All right, let's hear it.
What type of bread does a champion racehorse eat?
Thoroughbred.
Watch this. That's the equivalent of a mic drop. It's the book
Yeah.
drop.
Yep.
Did I get it right?
Heck yeah, you did.
Heck yeah.
Okay. Hey, we're after. What was it 12? You have to get through 3 minutes, and then you can say whatever you want on YouTube.
Right? Yep.
Well, guys, I got it picked.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Adam, thank you for the generosity.
I just want to make sure I can come back.
Well,
Like he's really nervous about it.
No, not at all.
Adam, why don't you go first?
I'm gonna take 2. I'm getting that like herbally tea kind of note that I had from the first phase on that one, and I do like it. I do like 1 as well. That sweet grass kind of dark fruity flavor really does come through a lot, and I enjoy that a lot. But the mouthfeel I think on 2 is really nice, so I'm gonna go with number 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna say that when we had the rabbit hole episode, we didn't think any of the options were bad.
Correct.
And I can't wait to get bigger bottles of the rabbit hole options, because when we explored it, it was like these little bottles.
Yes.
And it was like, oh my gosh, they were all little.
Do you do the Derringer?
Yes.
I think we did.
Okay, good. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah. So yeah, you weren't here. That's a good fact. We did. So I ended up picking up I don't know what
4-pack sampler. I think
a 4-pack sampler.
I saw it at Sendix.
Yes. And I don't know the exact ounces of each one, but they're small. Mm-hmm. But we got plenty of like tastings out of them, so it was a really good value. And we got to, I mean, they did it for us. Like they decided, you should try these as a 4-pack to taste off, and so it was fun. We were thinking the malted was more rye, and the rye was more malted. We were kind of split,
and it was weird because we all were in the same thought process.
We were. So it was surprising to us, but we thought all of them were delicious. So I'm not surprised to see it moving forward. I will agree with Adam that I think 2 is much better.
Yeah, this is a runaway for me.
Yeah.
Really good.
Nice.
Yep. Thank you for adding so much.
For whatever reason, it's super interesting and I think it was because of coming off of 4, going into 2, I struggled with 2.
Yeah.
But now I go back to 2 and I'm like,
yeah.
So I think 2 messed me up, or 4 messed me up.
Isn't that amazing? Like it really does. It forces you to recalibrate. When you take a sip of something, recalibrate, just reset, drink water, or have some snacks, have some cheese, and try to disassociate what you just tasted when you taste the next one, because it impossible.
It really is. I mean, it always is, and that's aside from taking time and water or crackers.
Yeah.
It's pretty difficult.
Yeah.
Maple crack cookies.
Yeah, all right, Cracker. We're ready to go with.
He's white. He can say that.
Okay.
That's fantastic. All right, I was kidding. All jokes aside, we're simply tasting some bourbons, but we're gonna bring out 1 or 2, and we
2-1.
2-1. Here's the 2. We are back, and we are now talking about the actual winner of this monthly episode, which is fantastic because we had some, we had a unique bottle, we have a weeded bottle, and now we're going to find out what left between a rabbit hole bottle and a 10-year-old bottle. So the one that did leave first is number 1. Josh, if you want to take that out and find out what.
Oh, man.
What is it? What is it? I think he knows. He knows.
No.
He knows if it's heavy or light. What is it? It's light.
It's rabbit hole.
It's rabbit hole.
The rabbit hole rye.
But
95 proof. I do have this at home.
Do you?
I have I've been to the distillery. It's a cool distillery.
Is it? Where is it?
Not a lot of character in Louisville.
I think it's on Whiskey Row, but I've never been there as well.
Man, I must have walked by it. Like,
no, you can't walk by it. It's pretty big.
It's close to Angel's Envy, isn't it?
Oh,
it is close.
It's on the north side.
Yeah, it's close to Angel's Envy.
Yeah.
Dude, I totally walked by that thing.
Did you?
Yeah, because we walked from Angel's Envy all the way to Michter's. So
Okay.
if you know that walk, it's
We do.
the whole strip.
We started at Old Forester and we
Okay.
ended at Peerless, so we didn't
yeah.
get up north
Gotcha.
to Angel's Envy or Rabbit Hole.
We were there pretty early in the day, though.
Well, that means you're a fan.
I know, but they might not have been open early.
True.
Alrighty, and on to number 2.
So nothing more to say other than, the rabbit hole that we picked was a 95.5, which is a high rye.
Yeah.
And I was surprised to get the mint
Oh,
flavor.
it's a sour mash rye.
Yeah, it does say that sour mash rye.
So that means it's
Okay.
kind of like sourdough, where they just
95% rye,
keep pushing.
95% barley, never chill filtered.
But most ryes you're getting like more of a
Warm bacon,
cinnamon
nutmeg,
or nutmeg. Yeah,
cinnamon,
this was
little
almost
cardamom once
this
in a
was
while.
kind of a minty, like the
again,
wheat.
I'm not getting any of that minty
Oh, okay,
from it at all. I was getting grassy, which would make sense.
sure.
But yeah, I, like you said, maybe I'm mint blind.
It was a joke, but possibly. He takes it. So we obviously know
I'll let you unveil it.
this is an allocated bourbon, which it continues.
It should win. In all
Continues
reality.
right because of the sought afterness and also the price level of it.
Yeah.
Like it should continue to win, and I'm fine with it continuing to win because I'm a owner of it. Like, come on.
What if we did this? I think we should just change our format moving forward, and then have 3 bottles versus Rip, and just rename the episode.
Beat the Rip.
Beat the Rip.
Beat the Rip.
It's a side quest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then that way, we just keep going.
Yeah.
It's fitting that an allocated bottle wins a monthly episode. Like we're taking.
That might be a cool way to do next. Like if we change this format.
Mid-season.
No. After we get through the whole.
Oh,
The
okay.
year.
Is like almost like the Jeopardy style, and then have one just continue through. But the difficulty of that is if something's an outlier, you definitely
can't-
know what it is. So it's
That is true.
Or if something you just can't fucking get,
Right.
right, like Rip.
Yeah. Or, like Little Book Chapter 6.
Right.
Like, I got one.
And that's the thing. I mean, we do try to take biasy out of it.
Yeah.
We're just trying to go with the flavor of it.
Yeah.
And I was not searching for this. Honestly, when I was tasting it, I was not searching for, okay, which one is the Old Rip Van Winkle? I was like, this one tastes like this one tastes like this. Which one do I think is better?
Yeah.
And it's just being organically moving forward. I mean,
Well, we've said it before, like we go through some of the other products, like even like Eagle Rare or whatever. We did that episode that one was on. It's like, well, there's a reason why people keep trying to find them. They keep floating to the top regularly.
yeah.
Especially at MSRP levels, especially like the BT's standard lineup. Like these ones are obviously special things, but like Michter's has their 10-year that's like impossible to find. It's once a year release. It's probably absolutely amazing. I don't think I've ever tried it or seen it in the wild, but stuff like that happens. Old Forester's got their birthday and they got the President Select and and I know that every one of their barrel picks, like single barrel selects that I've had, has been fantastic. So like, making sure you're getting stuff up against certain stuff that people regard as like, hey, this is a premium liquor. Like, there's a reason. It's not just because it's expensive.
Yeah, the cool thing is that this was unanimous for both sides. Like it was unanimous against the Bottle and Bond Oregon Spirits we did. It was unanimous against the Rabbit Hole Rye, and it proves that it's a sought after option. And
Yeah.
we're not being biased. We're just going with what we think. I mean, it's proving itself, and I'm super grateful because I stood in line, I waited. It's like you do all these things you want to do to get this thing, and it proves itself out. Like the Knob Creek 18, like that didn't prove itself.
Yeah.
Like we're being honest with it.
Yeah.
We're being honest with this, and it's like this one's proven itself to be that valued and sought after. So it's kind of neat to see that happen in reality and without any biasy, because we don't.
And I just like the fact that we're drinking the whiskey and not just sitting on it and not drinking it. We get a cool bottle. We're interesting to share it with everybody. And go from there instead of you get these people that just like, oh, I'm gonna just sit on it.
Well, that was the case of this one. I was like, oh, I got a single barrel of Angel's Envy. Never had this, and I was excited to bring it. I was like, guys, you got to let me bring 2 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was. That's where this has been great. Like just a way to like share the passion.
My Bib and Tucker, like I had one that was a collectible train topper, and then I had an exact duplicate with just a cork. And I asked my wife, I'm like, which one do I advance? And she's like, oh, just do the cork. Like that one's collectible. And I'm like, but do I really care if it's collectible and nobody knows I have it? Like I would rather people see this collectible thing in a podcast thing where like we don't know how many people will reach out to. I'd rather experience everything we would want to share with our closest friends to people that might actually witness this process.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you guys too.
Thank you. That was very generous.
I'm sorry if I got on a tangent.
No, this is awesome. I don't think most people get one pour of this in a lifetime, and I've now gotten 2, so thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah. You guys mean the world to me. This whole process means the world to me. I want to share whatever I experienced with you guys and those that are watching. And with that being said, it will advance. And make sure you like and subscribe and watch our next episode. Thank you so much.
All we need is Radio Goo Goo.
Radio Gaga. So 1, 2. I know now we're gonna be like humming Radio Gaga. And that was actually on the A side. I think the B side was Bohemian Rhapsody. Fran and I would always have a not an argument, but like a discussion. Like if you had only one band to listen to,
Led Zeppelin.
D&B.
that's up there. We would always debate if it's like Beatles or like Rolling Stones. And it's
Well,
like,
are you looking for a lullaby or are you looking to have a good time?
it's not just lullaby. Like Beatles do a lot of different stuff.
You remember that statement that I made while you were on the stairs?
You know, I know you're gay. That's from 40-Year-Old Virgin. I love that scene. You know how I know you're gay?
Because you said the Beatles were
Right.
there. I feel like your behavior in this situation has been hurtful, unfair. Can we talk about it?